Coming up, the biggest threats facing the next commander-in-chief. You're watching the Republican president.
Is it taxes and regulations?
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Regulation, and
high taxes.
Books.
I bet Obamacare's fucking things up for the new president, too.
Okay. That's right.
I will be back momentarily.
Okay, so here's what I'm getting out of this debate. They really, really don't like pages.
Yeah.
So I'm in the middle of a tweet on this as they went to break. I should have known because they were playing the music as they were trying to get people to shut up and stop talking.
There really hasn't been that much disagreement. The only disagreement that I saw in that portion of the debate was between Rubio and Rand Paul, and it had to do with foreign policy. I would argue that Rand Paul's only strength for me is his foreign policy stance, because we do waste way too much money going abroad. Anything that we've done in the Middle East has backfired, and I think it's backfired intentionally because it causes this perpetual war, and then, you know, private contractors keep making money and all that. But I love how you know, Rand Paul called him out on it, like called Rubio out on it so aggressively, because that made it a little interesting.
Yeah, so there was a nice little bit of drama there. We always enjoy the dramas at TYT. And so Rand Paul says, wait, we spend more than the other 10 biggest countries combined on defense. And you're telling me we need to spend another $1 trillion. And everybody comes out and goes, oh yeah. And Trump goes, no, there's one thing I agree with Ted and Marco on, okay? It's strong defense. We need a strong defense, okay? Really strong. Because we need to protect the good countries and be against the bad countries. And then, Rand Paul's good answer, gone. Because the crowd goes nuts. They're like, yes, good countries, not bad countries. Strong defense. Yeah, strong defense. Low taxes, low wages for me. What? Yeah. And then don't cut regulation for big business. I mean, small business. Yeah. That's the whole debate. We just summarized it for you. That's it. Clean up. Go home.
Well, and what was really interesting right at the end there was that Rand Paul pointed out that, hey, you guys are business journalists. Maybe you want to point out that China isn't in this frickin' deal that Trump is pretending they are a part of. And so then he embarrassed those moderators in what that guy, the torturer with the bald head, tried to do. What he tried to do was then he saved face. He was like, well, of course I'm not part of it. But he's trying to say, of course we all know that, but it's going to still influence China, blah, blah, blah. He didn't fucking...
Maybe China's not in the first 3 pages of it, so nobody noticed.
So that was pretty...
Every bill and agreement should be 3 pages maximum.
So the only time these journalists are going to push back is when someone calls out their shitty journalism.
Yeah.
That's the only time they'll push back.
Yeah. Now, the funny thing is that Gerard Baker character is actually not part of Fox. He's part of Wall Street Journal. And Wall Street Journal is deeply conservative on the editorial side and leaning in that direction with the actual news since Murdoch bought him. But overall, they still have some good reporters. So he actually has the best questions, even though he's a part-time torturer, and it's obvious. But even so, he had to step up and defend Trump, even though Trump didn't have a real defense. All right, we're back.